So in today's video, I'm going to be pulling back the curtains behind my agency and showing you guys step by step how I do my service delivery. You guys asked for it, a ton of comments in the past couple of videos, so I'm going ahead and delivering. So to give you guys some context, I am in the real estate niche, but this process applies for anyone who's in local lead generation, whether it be, med spas, chiropractors, dentists, car detailing. This same process will apply. However, if you are in the real estate niche, you're going to get a lot more value from this video. So not only am I going to show you guys, how to generate leads on Facebook, but I'm going to show you the exact company that I hire to call all those leads and sift through them and qualify them, as well as, everything that's set up in GoHighLevel. And, I'm going to show you literally step by step how I make decisions in this process, because a lot of the, how I get my clients, whatever ROAS videos, they don't show you the decision making behind the process. So, you just go ahead and copy and paste it. And then when that version of the ad doesn't work, you're lost, you don't know what to do, and you're stressing out. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this and exactly how to make decisions if things don't work out the way they were intended, because that will happen. Over 5 clients, at least 2 or 3 of them, things aren't going to go as planned. And that's just the realistic side of running an agency. So right here we have my client's ad account, and we generated 226 leads at an average cost of $5.32. This is in a market where the average home price is about $700,000. So this is a pretty good cost per lead. These are buyer leads. And before I dissect, each step of setting up the campaign, I'm going to show you guys the bird's eye view of this entire system, so when we're really breaking down each step, you can understand the reasoning. So right here we have a flow chart. This is the system from start to finish, and the objective of this system is to get qualified home buyers on the phone with real estate agents. And the system starts by running Facebook ads, right? This is just the first step of the system. And you don't want to just run Facebook ads, because, if you're just sending your clients a bunch of names, emails, and phone numbers, they're going to have to waste time sifting through those leads themselves. So the first step is to offer a list of homes with Facebook lead form ads, okay? And that's going to generate leads like this. So these are top of the funnel leads, right? They've opted in for a lead magnet, and I'll show you guys how to make that in a second. And once those leads are generated, we're going to send them into GoHighLevel. And don't worry if this chart looks confusing. We're going to break down each step in a second, but having this bird's eye view is going to make, you're going to understand this a lot better. So don't skip past this part. So once the leads are generated on Facebook, they get sent to GoHighLevel, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with by now. And they get sent into the pipeline, and that triggers a couple of actions. So the first action is that lead's information gets sent out into an internal sales agency, and they're going to call and qualify that lead. And then the second action is that lead gets put on a value-based email newsletter. So what happens is the lead's information, every time a new lead comes in, they're going to get sent to an internal sales agency. And that internal sales agency is going to call that lead in anywhere from 15 minutes to 55 minutes during business hours. They're going to call that lead up to 4 times in the first week. And their objective is to get that lead on the phone and figure out if they're ready to speak with a real estate agent and they're a qualified home buyer or not. And if the lead is ready to speak with an agent, they're going to be sent to the agent via live transfer or booked appointment. And a live transfer is when the internal sales team, they're on the phone with that lead. They say, they qualified them. They identified that they're ready to speak with a real estate agent. They put that lead on hold. They call the real estate agent, so in this case, our client, and they fill the real estate agent in on that lead situation. And then the internal sales agent transfers the lead to the agent's line, introduces them to the lead, and then leaves the phone. So they're live transferring. They're literally transferring a lead over live, and that just has much higher conversions because, instead of booking an appointment 3 days out, the lead is just being transferred while they're hot, right? And the agent's talking to the lead right away. However, the lead's not going to be able to pick up the agent's not going to be able to take every live transfer, right? If they're out showing homes, they won't be able to pick up the phone. And in the case that they don't pick up the phone, the internal sales team will book an appointment with the agent's calendar link and the times that they have available. So That is finish one. So that's the first way to complete the objective. And as soon as a lead is a live transfer, the internal sales agency is going to create a tag in GoHighLevel that's going to and when that tag gets added to the lead, the lead's going to automatically be removed from the value-based email newsletter, and they're going to be moved down the pipeline to the qualified stage. Okay, so that's going to be about 6 to 12% of all the leads that we generate on Facebook, right? So that's going to be about 6 to 12%. But what if the lead, when they get on the phone with the agent, what if they're not ready to speak with a real estate agent? Well, they're going to get left on the value-based email newsletter, and this newsletter lasts 180 days. And if the lead doesn't pick up at all, they're going to be left on this, right? So all the leads who either don't pick up the phone from the internal sales team, or all the leads who aren't ready to speak with an agent, they're being left on a value-based newsletter that's sending them, 2 to 3 value-based emails every week. And these are just, valuable information on the buying or selling process and, past client reviews, past client stories of your real estate agent. So you're basically nurturing this lead with value and content. And then the real estate agent's name, number, email, and face is at the bottom of every email. And after about 3 months of a new lead coming in, they're going to be ready to speak with an agent, right? And what's going to happen is they're going to either reply to that email, because every 3 to 4 emails there's a call to action, or they're going to click the phone number at the bottom of every email and they're going to call the agent, right? So when they are ready to speak with an agent 3 to 6 months down the line, they're going to reply to the email or they're going to call the agent. So that's the second way that we complete the objective. And that's going to be about 20 to 30% of the leads. But, a lot of these leads, they're never going to pick up the phone for the ISA agent, or they are, and they're going to say they're not ready to speak with an agent. And they're just going to be left on this value-based newsletter, and they're either going to unsubscribe, or they're just never going to respond, or they're never going to call the agent. And that disqualifies the lead. And that's going to be about 58 to 74% of all the leads. Okay? So the main idea of this system is to generate top of the funnel leads on Facebook with Facebook lead forms, send those leads into GoHighLevel so they can be, organized in a database in a CRM, and automatically put them on an email value-based newsletter that nurtures them. Have an internal sales agency call them as soon as they come in, go through that list of leads, find the ones who are ready to speak with a real estate agent. If they are ready to speak with a real estate agent, they will be sent to the real estate agent via live transfer or booked appointment, and that will tag them in GoHighLevel. And don't worry if this is confusing, it'll make more sense later. And then they'll automatically be taken off the value-based newsletter because they've already been qualified. And then the objective of the newsletter is to nurture. And, all the leads who aren't ready to speak with an agent right away and they want to buy later down the line, they're going to be left on this newsletter for 3 to 6 months until they reply to the newsletter or call the agent. So those are the 2 ways that, we convert these leads. And, 6 to 12% will be ready to speak with an agent right away through the live transfer by the internal sales team. But 20 to 30% of them will reply 3 to 6 months after being generated because they've been nurtured with content. Okay, so don't worry if that's confusing. We're going to dive into it right now. So the first step was to generate leads, and this is one of the campaigns right here. This has been running since November 3rd, and we've generated 226 leads. And I'm going to show you guys how to set up these campaigns, and they're actually extremely simple. So the easy part is generating leads. The harder part is, turning them into live transfers and booked appointments, which I'll show you guys how to do that after this. So when you set up the campaign, you just want to make sure that you're running in the housing category. That's very important. And you want to see, so right here, special ad categories, housing. And we just want to run a lead generation ad using an instant lead form. And this is the ad set right here. You can do anywhere from $10 to $30 per day, but $10 per day is enough currently in this market. And if we scroll down, the geo-targeting, you're just going to want to basically drop a 15 to 30 mile radius pin where your client, so wherever that real estate agent works, you want to drop a 15 to 30 mile radius pin. And after you have dropped that pin, and something to keep in mind is you can't edit age or gender in a special ads category, okay? And it doesn't really matter anyways. But then what you want to do is you want to add a couple of interests that would line up with a home buyer. And these interests that I use are mortgage calculator, mortgage loans, first time buyer, Trulia, and Trulia is like another, Zillow basically, then loan, then Zillow, and pre-qualification. And what you want to do is after you've marked the geolocation and added some interest, you want to look at the audience size. And you'll see my audience size is 1.4 to 1.6 million. Now, we want to have an audience size of ideally above 1 million, but obviously that's not going to, happen in some smaller locations. So what you want to do is if you want to at least get this above 500,000, if it's below 500,000, all you would do is you would come here to this mile marker and you would raise this to 20 miles to 30 miles until this hits 1 million. Okay, or sorry, 500,000. So if it's below 500,000, you would just raise this to maybe 20 miles until it is at, that. And then you also want to make sure that people living in or recently in this location is checked off, right? Because what if someone is visiting there because they're thinking about moving there? So we also want to target those people, okay? So, and then for placements, I just do manual placements and I only choose 3: Facebook feed, Instagram feed, and Facebook Marketplace. And this is all we do for the ad set. Super simple. You only need one campaign, you only need one ad set, and you only need one ad. So that's what we do for the ad set. Now let's move on to the actual ad. And as you can see, I had to blur out quite a bit just to protect my client's privacy. But you'll notice that the whole objective of this ad is we're giving out a list of homes under $700,000. So before I show you guys the copy and the creative, I'm going to show you guys how to create this list. And you probably have 2 questions. The first one is, how do I come up with the price for the list? So all you do is you would Google where your client works and then followed by median home price. So the median home price in Fairfax is $600,070. Okay, so that's a median home price there. What you want to do is do somewhere around here. So somewhere that's either 100K above or 100K below, and somewhere in between that range. So, and that's what you want to start with and see how it does. And if the leads are poor, low quality, or the cost per lead is, high or low, then you can adjust the price. So I'll tell you more on that in a second. But so that's how I came up with this number of 700,000. So the copy is super simple. We're calling out the area, right? So we're just calling out the people who live in that area. Looking for a move-in ready home. We've created an exclusive free list of all the best homes starting at $700K, available now in Fairfax and Arlington County. Some of these homes may even qualify for special financing programs. Click Learn More below to view prices and more information. This list is more up to date than Zillow, Redfin, or Trulia, and then the same exact line right here. So you're probably wondering, how do I make this list of homes? Well, what you want to do is you want to go to your client's broker. So, for example, if my client's broker was Keller Williams, I would go to Keller Williams' website, go to their home search, type in the area that we're targeting, and then go to the maximum home price. And this is the price that we chose based off the median, right? So then I would enter this as the maximum. I'd click done. So you just basically want to pre-apply filters to the broker's home search, and then you just want to copy it. And this is your exclusive list of homes, okay? So don't worry about making that. It's super easy. So, and then for the headline, we just do move it. So I like to do multiple headlines. And the reason for this is because Facebook will show, so for example, you can see the price is in 2 of them and the price isn't in this one. So Facebook knows who's more likely to click on which headline. So I'd like to include one with the price and one without the price, and then another one just for fun. So the first headline is move-in ready homes starting at $700K. The second one is Fairfax homes under $700K, and then this one is without the price. Just click here to get your list. And for the call to action, always do learn more, right? Because we don't want to do get offer or sign up because that requires them to think. We just want to do learn more. And then for the lead form, this is super simple to create. All you do is, have their full name, their email and their phone number, and that's all you need. If you want, you can add questions like how soon are you looking to buy or sell. You would just add those as multiple choice, but the ISA is going to be qualifying them for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And that's kind of more advanced, but you could do something where you have a question of how soon they're looking to buy or sell, and then only the leads who are looking to buy or sell in the next couple months, you filter them out and you only send those leads to be called. But that's kind of advanced. You don't have to worry about that. So the lead form is super simple, and I can't show you guys. Actually, I can. I'll just edit it out in the video. So oh, look, it's already blurred out from this plugin I have. So basically all you do for the end of the list is you basically say, get your list here, click the button below to get instant access to a list of homes under 700,000 in Fairfax, and you would just put the location here. And then right here, this is just a website link. So, and the text says instant access to homes under 700K. And if they clicked on that you would just want to send them to, your pre-applied filter for the list of homes, right? And guys, this is really how easy it is to generate, just the top of the funnel leads. And I'm going to include this in the video's description. This is going to be a Google document. It has the two main copies that I use. So, this is the first one. All you do is where it says location, that's where you put your client's market. And then the price, I showed you guys how to find the price. So you want to start with, around the medium price range. But let's say, for example, that the live transfers and appointments, let's say they were low quality, then we'd want to raise the price a little bit more and, and then see if the live transfers are a little bit better. And if they're still not better, then you just want to keep raising the price by 100 until they are. But let's say the cost per lead is really, really, really high, then you can start lowering this price. Okay, and you kind of want to experiment it with a little. So that's kind of the decision-making process behind the actual price. And so you'll see in this file, all you do is these two copies, they pretty much always work. So you can really use either one, and if one doesn't work, you can try the other, and that should be enough to get by. All you do is you put in the location and you put in the price, and then I've included 4 headlines. Just use 2 to 3 of them. You can really choose whichever one you want. They all work. And then I've included ads that I've personally run and have done well and, generated, fair cost leads. So literally if you can go through here, and these are all ads that I've ran and I know work. So if you ever need inspiration for, copy for the creative, you can do that. So you guys can see for the creative, it's literally just either a picture of one home, and that's what I do 90% of the time, or you can do a grid of 4 homes, okay? Or you can do, a grid of 3 homes. And I would just start with 1 home. And if that doesn't work, you can try 4 homes. And all you do to create this is you use Canva and you create a project that's 1200 by 628 pixels. And you go through this home search, or if your client has listing photos, you just use those. Technically, if you wanted to use these home pictures, you'd have to ask these real estate agents. So, legally just do that, wink, wink. And once you have those pictures, you come into Canva. And if you're just doing 1 home, you would just drag it in here and you basically just size it, and you'd want it to just be centered. And then you would basically just share this, download it, and you're good to go, and it's sized for Facebook. But let's say that you want to do the grid. What you would do is you would go to Elements, you would scroll down to Grids, you'd click See All, and you would find this one. And what you would do is you would just put you'd put 4 images of homes. Why isn't this working? Okay, there we go. And you basically just do that. Boom. And you basically just put 4 homes in there, and if you wanted to resize them, you just double click it and you can do this. And again, so you just kind of make it look nice. And then sometimes if this image kind of looks darker than the rest, what you can do is you can click on it. You click edit image, and you can increase the brightness and you can increase the saturation and kind of make it, blend with the brightness of all the other homes. So that's what you do for the creative. I would always just start out with 1 home like this, and if that doesn't do well, so the thought process behind these campaigns. So you guys can see this campaign right here, extremely simple. One picture of a home, super simple copy, and 3 headlines. And this has been generating leads for around $5, right? So let's say, for example, that I launch this ad and the cost per lead is around $10 to $15, which is obviously too high. Depending on, the price range market you're working in, you should be generating leads for anywhere from $4 to $8, right? And if it's around $8 and you're in a market where the average homes are higher, or it's not a very good market, that's totally fine. But let's say the cost per lead is, $10 plus, then the first thing I would do, and this is my thought process behind, kind of fixing these ads, is the first thing I would do is I would change the picture. The picture of the home can make so much of a difference. Like, I've had it where I literally just changed the home picture once and the cost per lead dropped 50%. So the first thing I do is I change, if it's not working well or it's not generating leads at all or the cost per lead is really high, I just change the picture of the home. If that doesn't work, then I'll start messing with the price range, right? So I'll probably, if the cost per lead is really high, then I might lower the price a little bit if I tried a couple of pictures and they didn't work. And then what you can do if you want to test this fast is, you can just basically do more ad spend when you're testing and then, lower it. And then if the picture doesn't work and the price range doesn't work, then you can try switching around the copy. And normally between all those different edits, it will work. 90% of the time, what you try right away should work. The only thing you might have to change sometimes is the picture of the home or the price. Normally, you don't have to change the copy. The change you're going to be making most of the time is just changing the picture of a home. And what I have found is that 2-story and white homes do really well. So right here, 2-story white home. Right here, basically 1-story, it's kind of white, or this is kind of 2-story, I guess. Right here, 2-story white home. Right here, 2-story white home. I don't know why, they just do so much better, and I've noticed that after, tens of thousands of dollars in ad spend. So just something to keep in mind, I'd always go for that. And this is basically a list of homes ad. And, because we're offering as the lead magnet a list of homes. Last resort, if this didn't work, what you can try is a listing ad or a new construction ad. And what those looks like is basically you're just promoting a listing, and the lead magnet, instead of giving them a list of homes, is like the pictures and the price for that specific listing. So this should work majority of the time, but if for whatever reason you change the price, you change the picture, you change the copy, and you still can't get it working, then just Google on YouTube how to run a listing ad and do that. I don't want to get too deep into that for this video because this is just the first step of this system is the Facebook ads, but this will work basically 95% of the time. All you're going to have to change is the picture, the price, and then the copy, and you can normally get it working, like I mentioned, 95% of the time just by changing those. So that's how you run the ads. This will be in the description of the video. This is a swipe file. It has all the copy, so you guys can use this as a reference, and then so that's how we generate the leads. But, those leads alone, they don't mean anything, right? Like, we can easily generate these leads for, $4 to $8, but they don't mean anything. They're just name, number, and emails. What we want is qualified leads. So how do we qualify those leads? Well, we use what's called an internal sales agency. Now, this is the company that I use. They're called LeadSpring ISA. And instead of trying to hire a virtual assistant or instead of trying to build this team in-house or call the leads myself, I just delegate it to this company. I've used them for all 6 of my clients. They do a wonderful job. Doesn't require much work from me. I can delegate the whole process of calling the leads to them, and I don't have to worry about it, so it's extremely scalable. And how they work is they charge you $5 per lead, and you generate the leads, and they convert them. So these are the callers are American-based, right? So that's a big selling point that you can use as well. They're going to call every lead 4 times in the first week. They're going to continue to follow up with them for 2 months. They're going to integrate with GoHighLevel. They're agency friendly. You can cancel anytime. They're going to give you call reporting, and they're going to give you SMS notifications, and only called leads count. So how it works is if you wanted to, say you just onboarded a new client, what you would do is you would come here, you'd click choose plan, and you'd pay 50 leads up front, so $250, and then the first 50 leads that get called, you don't get charged for. And then going forward, you can onboard new clients without paying the 50 minimum, You just for the first client, that's the only time you have to pay 50 leads, the minimum. And once you pay that $250 the first time, they'll give you an onboarding form, and then there's a $60 onboarding fee. So you basically just fill this out, and then they'll send you instructions on how to create a Zap to basically send them the leads through Zapier. So that's super simple to set up. It's right here, but they'll show you how to do that. They have really good customer service. They're going to give you a custom Slack channel and your own basically rep who you can message at any time. And so going forward, after you pay the first $50 leads minimum, every time you want to add a new client, you just pay the $60 onboarding fee, and then it's $5 per lead. You don't have to pay minimum. So basically, once you've set all that up, once all of the leads from Facebook from this list of homes campaign are being generated, right? So these 226 leads right here, these get sent to LeadSpring, and their callers are going to call those leads. The leads get sent through Zapier, and I basically set it up so that the lead gets sent from GoHighLevel. So the lead gets sent from Facebook to GoHighLevel, and then the Zap is when a new lead's in GoHighLevel, it gets sent to the ISA team through a webhook. And don't worry if this is confusing. When you actually go to set it up, they're going to send you all the tutorials on how to set up the Zap and stuff. And if you have any questions, you can hop on the call with their support. They're a great company. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I'll link them in the description. It's not an affiliate link. They don't have an affiliate program. I just genuinely use them for all my 6 clients, and they're amazing, So, and something to notice too is if the lead doesn't pick up the phone, they're going to text the lead and have a personal conversation with them until they are comfortable hopping on the phone. And they just do a great job at converting. So right here, we have 226 leads. And this is the call reporting that they have for that, and you can see out of those 226 leads, this turned into 21 live transfers. So this is basically the call reporting. I had to blur a lot of stuff out, like the leads' names, their phone numbers, the client name, etc. But you guys can see right here, these are all the leads that didn't answer, and these are all the leads that converted into a live transfer. And, they have a star rating system for all these leads. So some of them are really high star, some of them are low star. You can see the leads budgets right here. This tells you if if my client picked up the live transfer or not. So where it says true, that means the lead was transferred live. And where it says false, that means that they had to book an appointment, right? And you'll see, so out of 226 leads, 21 of them turned into live transfers. So these leads were immediately ready to speak with an agent. And if your agent is experienced and they know what they're doing, they're going to be able to convert about 10 to 20% of these leads. And then keep in mind, they're making ridiculous commissions when they do end up closing that lead. So, even if they close a small percentage, even if they close one client, they could be making anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000, right, out of these live transfers. So these live transfers were immediately qualified. They were okay with speaking with an agent. And that's basically how, you generate the leads with a list of homes ad. You pay LeadSpring $5 per lead to call all the leads 4 times in the first week, 2-month follow-up. Once a lead is ready to speak with an agent, they send it to your client through a live transfer. And that's really, the first half of the process. But what you want to do is, like I mentioned, you want all these leads to be sent into GoHighLevel, right? So you'll notice this is the pipeline that I created, and all the leads get sent here as new lead. Now, if you want, your client can use GoHighLevel and they can use the CRM, but really what I use it for is just more as a database to store all these leads. And since LeadSpring integrates with GoHighLevel, what's cool is you see how these are all the live transferred leads. You'll see how it says the live transfer tag right here, and that's because once a lead is live transferred, LeadSpring will tag them by using Zapier. They'll send a tag on that lead in your CRM, and then you can create automations around that tag. So for example, I have this automation set up. So basically when that tag gets added, so this is the tag live transfer, I don't have to add this tag. LeadSpring adds it as soon as it happens because they integrate with GoHighLevel. They have access to your client's sub account. I create an automation around that tag being added. And then the second tag is booked appointment. So all that happens is they get removed from a workflow, and that workflow is the buyer campaign drip. And I'll show you guys this in a second. But this is the main reason why I use GoHighLevel for this, whole process. Is it's really just a database where all the leads can be organized. So if the client wanted to access one of them, they could, but it's really just a platform to send the nurturing emails. And then since LeadSpring integrates with them, I can make it so that I don't have to manually remove the leads off the nurture sequence. So what happens is once a lead gets tagged, LeadSpring does that. They get removed from the nurture sequence, right? So removed from workflow, and I'll show you the nurture sequence in a second. And then they get creator update opportunity. Since we're leaving the opportunity name blank, that means it's going to update the opportunity instead of creating one. So that's why you'll notice all the leads that are live transfers, they automatically get moved to the live transfer thing, and that's through this automation, the update opportunity. So look, in pipeline stage, so we move them to live transfers. So as soon as LeadSpring tags the lead as a live transfer, they get removed from the nurture campaign, and then they get moved down the pipeline from new lead to live transfer. So if the client wanted to come in here, they could see all the leads that were live transferred. They could click on this lead, and if I click on it, it's going to show the lead's name. But the LeadSpring also puts the call notes of that lead in the note section of the contact in the CRM. So your client can just come in here and check this out at any point, and you can tell them if they want, they can use this CRM. Most agents won't want to use it because it's really just a waste of their time. You're just using it as a platform to send the emails, organize the leads, and then when a lead gets tagged, you want them to automatically go off of the email campaign, right? So all the automations that I have set up are, the first one is the appointment off workflow, so you don't need to worry about this one. Actually, I'm going to delete it. So this one is the buyer campaign drip, and this is this. So this is the value-based nurture sequence that I told you guys about, right? So this is the first. So basically what happens is as soon as a lead comes from Facebook, they get sent an email. So this is the first email right here. This is the first one in the nurture sequence. This is us also emailing them the list of homes, right? So the subject is basically just the location, homes list, and then now you're in the know. And then we're basically just telling them, we're using copywriting and storytelling to send them the list of homes, right? So we're making this more exciting. So you can kind of pause this and read through this first email right here. But we're really just sending them the list of homes, and then we have our realtor's phone number at the bottom, okay? And then you'll notice, and let me actually get out of this really quick. So you'll notice this goes on for a while. So this lasts 180 days, and the time, so look, this is every 7 days, but it starts out and you can actually see all the leads are at which part right now. But so at first it's every so the time that at first we're sending the email every day, right? It's gonna wait a day, send it, wait a day, send it. Let me get rid of these blur spots really quick. Okay. And it's gonna send them an email, wait a day, send them another email, wait a day. And I can't show you guys the email sequence because it's gonna be really hard to edit out, all my clients' information that's in these emails besides showing you guys the first one, which I just did. But if you want to create your own, you can very easily Google them. You can, there's probably a ton of them for sale out there. I was able to buy mine. So this was actually made by a real estate agent who tested this 180-day value-based newsletter. If you want mine, if you sign up to my GoHighLevel affiliates and I see your email pop up on my dashboard, I will send you this entire email sequence as a snapshot so you can easily put it straight into your GoHighLevel. And the reason I don't just give it away for free like I give everything else is just because people have paid me for it before, so it wouldn't be fair to them if I gave it away for free. But basically all this automation is a value-based nurture sequence that lasts 180 days. And if you guys remember, the purpose of this is for all the leads who aren't ready to speak with the ISA right away. Because look, the ISA, they only follow up for leads for 2 months, right? So all the leads who want to buy in longer than 2 months, we need a mechanism that's going to convert them over 3 to 6 months. And that's where we have this 180-day value-based newsletter that's, providing them valuable insights on the buying or selling process. So it starts off by sending them the homes list, and then it starts nurturing them. Each one of these emails is really just an educational, newsletter on the buying or selling process with the agent's signature at the bottom of every email and their contact information. Okay. So, and then A couple other things to keep, and then let me go through the other automations. So the only other automations are, I already showed the lead form to CRM. This is basically just pulling the lead from Facebook into the CRM. That's self-explanatory. So that's how all the leads end up right here as new lead from Facebook. And then the second one, I already showed you guys this one. So this is taking the leads off of, once they're marked as a live transfer, it's taking them off of the email value newsletter, and then it's moving them down the pipeline. So that's that automation. And then the last one is a nurture unsubscribe. So basically, I'm putting an unsubscribe button at the bottom of all those emails just to be compliant with, the terms of service and the law and stuff. So if the lead wants to unsubscribe from that value newsletter, they can. And that's all that automation is. That's super easy to set up. And then responded to nurture. What this is you'll notice, so basically and this is a different pipeline from this sub account, but basically I set it up for some clients if they want to use GoHighLevel. I basically create a stage of the pipeline right here that says responded to nurture, and then if a lead responds to nurture, the real estate agent can just drag the lead to that stage and it will automatically take them off of the nurture campaign. And this is a different sub account. That's why the pipelines don't add up. Some clients want to use GoHighLevel and some of them don't. So I hope that, that makes sense. And that's literally all the automations you need set up. You don't even need this one set up. All you need are these, and those are all, self-explanatory, super easy to set up. Email value newsletter, and then, as soon as the lead gets tagged, you take them off of the value newsletter and you move them down the pipeline. So that's really the whole process. And one other, tip before I do end this video is something you'll notice is something else you can do too. Is say you have a new client and you try some of these ads in the swipe file and they're really not working. One extra little hack that you can do is you can go to ads library, you go to category, and you make it housing. And what you would do is, let's say that our client is in Los Angeles. We would do list of homes in Los Angeles, and we would type this in ads library. And what we would do is we would scroll all the way to the bottom and we would look for the ad that's been active the longest, and we would kind of see what their copy looks like, and we can get a good idea of what's working in the area, right? Because if that ad's been running for a while, it means it's profitable and it's generating leads. So that means that it's working. So for example, let's see the one that's been running the longest. And a lot of these are, so right here. So this is literally just basically a listing ad, right? So, or no, never mind. See all available large lots. So this is basically just homes that are large lots. So that's been running well. But right here, right? So you can notice this copy is a little bit different than some of these. So you can try these, and if those really don't work, this is what I do, is I go into ads library and I see the list of homes ads that have been running the longest. So this one's been running for, over a year now. So I would basically go to this ad and then I would try running this one, right? Because this one's been running for a while, so it's probably working. And look, see, the creative's a little bit different. So maybe this creative just works better in that area. So like I mentioned, 95% of the time, any of these ones will work. But this is my thought process. Like, if this stuff doesn't work, because a lot of the people who make these videos, they don't tell you what to do if what they tell you to do doesn't work. And that's a possibility, right? So I want to show you guys the thought process of what you should do in case this doesn't work. So you don't start freaking out when you sign a client and you try what's in this video and it doesn't work. So if that ad doesn't work, just go to ads library, do exactly what I just did, and look for the list of homes ad that's been running the longest, and then just try this copy. So literally copy and paste it, make a creative that looks like this, and then try running that. And then he's actually running multiple creatives. So you can see he's also doing the grid. He's also doing, this. So you can kind of experiment a little bit. So guys, that's really it, for the service delivery. Again, we're generating leads on Facebook like this. We send them into GoHighLevel as a new lead. We set up a zap so it sends it to LeadSpring. They're going to call that lead. If the lead is qualified and ready to speak to an agent, they're going to send them via live transfer or booked appointment. And then all the leads who aren't ready to buy right away, they're going to be left on this email newsletter that's going to nurture them until eventually they respond to this newsletter or they give the agent a call. And those are really the two ways that we convert these leads. And that's it, guys. It's really that simple. So I literally just gave it away in this entire video. So if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and comment the next video that you want me to make. A lot of you guys commented for this video, so I went ahead and made it. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe for more value than a 997 course.